All right, this video is kind of more if you're interested kind of video. The reason why I say that is the purpose is to demonstrate how you can replace a regular incandescent festoon light bulb in a footrest light receptacle with an LED festoon. The regular approach would be just to go to your local hardware store, auto parts store, and purchase a proper LED light that has a built-in resistor, and of course that'll run you anywhere between $9 and $20. But there's a much cheaper way to do it, and for anyone's interested, I'll just show you how it's done. Here's the setup for a regular light. Snaps in there like so, fits nicely. So step one is just to pop that out and order yourself some super cheap LED lights from China. These are 28 millimeter in length, and you can get 10 of them for $2 or 10 of them for $1 or whatever. They won't arrive at your door very quickly, but it gives you a crazy cheap option to do this. The challenge is if you just put this in without doing anything else, it will work fine. The light will turn on when the door is open and the footrest light will shine. But when you close the door, because LEDs don't need much voltage to operate, you'll actually still get a slight illumination in the footrests unless you build in a resistor to the circuit. The other thing to note before I forget is these have a specific orientation. So you'll notice there's a positive side and a negative side. The light may or may not show this when you get them. You want to make sure you got the right side pointed. So plug it in, see if it plug it in, try it in both directions until you find the direction that works. Use 28. So if you want to make these work, take some pliers, bend this out like that, then bend the whole thing inwards like that. So you want to try and just want to bend the end so that the two sides get closer to each other. So once you've done that, it snaps in nicely. Positive side, positive side. So where the resistor comes in is, head to your local electronics supplier and grab some addendum to the video. In the rest of this video, you'll see me working with that 1 watt, 100 ohm resistor. But it actually turns out that the 1 watt power capacity resistors worked everywhere except, well, I can't even confirm that. They didn't work everywhere. In the Footwell lights, as well as in the rear dome lights, they just generated too much heat and one of them burnt out. So I've taken out the 1 watt 100 ohm resistors and replaced them with a slightly larger 2 watt 100 ohm resistor, and that seems to be working fine so far. As I said, in the rest of the video, you'll see me working with that blue resistor, which is 1 watt. Replace it with a 2 watt, and you should be good to go. I believe that the color may give you an indication of which resistor you're looking for. So this is what mine look like. And basically, you want to solder these in parallel to the light. So for these, you can see there's a little bit of solder already at the corner. So I'm just going to beef up those 2 solder points and then put connect the resistor that way. So I've got this piping hot solder gun ready. Step 1 is just to beef this up. Let's put some solder on here. This solder gun needs a cleaning. Heat that up. That's good. I just need to make it a little bit bigger. go, that should do it. Cut this to the right length, more or less. You don't need a long length, just get in the way. Bend that out, like so. Like so. And this is where it becomes a bit tricky. If you put a little bit of solder on the end of the resistor, you'll have a fighting chance to put this on. That's not great. Anyway, let's see if it doesn't have to be a great solder, just stick it in there and melt it. So I'm just melting, sticking that in, letting it dry. Not a great way to do this, but it'll work. And then do the same thing on the other side. Second side's a bit easier because you've already got the first side fixed. Go. Wow, this gun's hot. Did I get that? Doesn't look like it. Getting some solder on there, but there. That's it. You're done. That should work. And that'll make sure when you close the door, the light turns off all the way. All right, let's try this out. I'm gonna plug this in, try it with one hand. There we go. Nice white light. A little bit brighter. And if the door closes, that thing will turn off. Doors have closed. I'm just waiting for this to turn off to confirm that it works fine. There you go. Completely off.